My type now, I would say, is, someone of great character, loves their family, 6'5", is driven, is very forthright, has abs. There's things that I like, but no, I'm
not negotiable.
Yeah, but just a few. My biggest advice to dating an athlete, I think, would be to always have, but like your own career, your own goals, your own aspirations, because it's really easy to get caught up in their dream and like their vision for their life.
Yeah.
I don't care who I date. I don't care where they are. I'm gonna always have my own place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna always have my own car. I'm gonna always focus on my career, support theirs, but really prioritize my own goals. Because
One pathetic sob story later.
Mark my words, I would not be surprised if Travis Kelce gets engaged with Taylor Swift very soon.
Travis Kelce's ex is choosing joy. Hours after Travis and Taylor Swift announced their engagement news to the world,
fans are saying Travis Kelce fumbled his ex after his engagement announcement to Taylor Swift. Did y'all forget what a fumble is? A fumble is actually when you lose something of value. He just dropped an extreme liability to one of the largest assets in the last 15 to 20 years. And you're saying that this is a fumble? So you actually think in your little brains that just because that woman's cheeks are a little bit bigger than Taylor Swift's, that outweighs everything that Taylor Swift brings to the table. Compared to a woman who's actually selfish and think it's brag-worthy to say, does it look like I do 50-50?
yeah, do I look like anybody that would split anything?
So you guys broke up at that point because
No, this is the question. Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills?
no.
As if her presence alone should be enough to satisfy any man. Saying to someone, does it look like I do 50-50? It just speaks loud and clear that you are for sale. And yes, you will have some buyers out there. But trust me, 99% of the time, they know what you are. They know it's for sale and they can afford it. But they only doing it for a temporary thrill.
his ex, Kayla Nicole, takes to the gram with a cryptic message about happiness. The YouTuber reposts an interview clip from actress Tracee Ellis Ross.
I work at it. I think joy is different from happiness. I feel like happiness is something you can get at 7-Eleven, and joy is something that you earn and work for and takes practice. I feel like joy has legs. I feel like joy has feet. I feel like joy has roots. I feel like joy creates space and allows room for more than just a good day. I think joy is an attitude. I think joy is a perspective. And I think joy is a lens through which I live and look at my life.
Kayla writes over the clip, read about this very concept years ago in a book called Choose Joy Because Happiness Isn't Enough, adding, I aspire. So good.
I'm glad that you said that, Kayla, because basically this cryptic post means you're on the same road as Tracee Ellis Ross as Tia Mowry. Please get a ticket and get in line over there with them. You lost. This is how people who lose talk. Let's shift the goalposts. Well, I'm happy still. Are you happy? You got beat fair and square by Taylor Swift from the man that you used to have. He upgraded. He not thinking about you. His life is going to be tremendously better. And at the same time, you can't get nobody.
But you know what she's really upset over? She's upset over the fact that everybody saw this coming except for her. Everyone saw that this was going to happen, and everyone saw that this was going to occur except for her. This is the way she thought it was going to be, at least the way she thought it should be. You take a look at her face. You take a look at her. That is genuine admiration. Oh, she's looking up to him. She's like, this is it. ZADDY has arrived. My ship has come in. This is the dude. That is genuine submission, genuine contentment, genuine satisfaction.
Travis didn't fumble shit. Travis didn't fumble a goddamn thing. Okay, he didn't fumble. He went from a woman, that models to a goddamn billionaire. Okay, a billionaire. Okay, regardless if you like her body or not, or if you think she's cute or not, she's worth $1 billion. 1.6 billion. Travis made the right decision. Now, don't get me wrong. She gave him all the swag. You know, everybody was loving the way Travis looked when he was with her. Now he looked like Lieutenant Dan, and all the Swifties love him. Okay? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't fumble. I think he scored a goddamn touchdown. I think he broke a goddamn record.
Travis Kelce has single-handedly obliterated the hopes and dreams for an entire generation of internet bedwenches from around the globe. They are on collective side watch. They are embarrassed. They are humiliated. They are degraded. They don't know what to do. And it has been delicious to watch them as they have gone into full-blown mental and emotional breakdown. But it was all very predictable.
And I was right, because my theory doesn't fail. For those who weren't following along, I made a video called the 5 types of white men that date black women. There are 5 types of white men that date black women, and I'm gonna tell you what they are and the ones you need to stay away from. Starting off, the ones that just want a good time and not a long time with you. And before you comment, well, the majority of single men just want casual relations with most women. There's a difference. The difference is that it's never going to be you. He'll find you very attractive and actually like you, but he knows in the back of his head when it's time to settle down, he's going to go with what his family accepts, what he thinks is palatable, what he thinks is the norm and the default. And they see women, and especially black women, as an object for their addish. And just like my theory says, there are certain types of men that will date specific types of women over and over again, but when he is ready to settle down and get married, he's going to go to where he believes he belongs.
In the 2 years that Travis Kelce dated Taylor Swift, I bet you the pressure was on. I bet you there was people in his ear saying, what are y'all doing? What are we doing, Travis? Like, you've been with her for 2 years. The family loves her, and like, come on, what are we doing? Are you gonna propose? What's going on? I bet you that pressure was on him. And the pressure when he was dating Kayla was non-existent. Why? Because black girls are just fun. Like, she's so much fun. She dresses you. You look so cool. When you're dating a black woman, it's to be cool. It's to look cool. It's to have fun. But there's no pressure. There's no pressure for commitment. There's no pressure for a wedding. But when it comes to legacy, when it comes to starting a family, when it comes to we want to have some babies.
The dating divide, where white men were interviewed about their views on black women, and the results were plainly clear. And I quote, given that black women get very little interest from white men, experiences like Deborah's suggest that even paltry interest may be driven by prurient interest. White men we interviewed confirmed the notion that black women were both highly sexual and unstable for long-lasting relationships. Translation, they'll sleep with you, but they don't see you as wife material. But what we're talking about here is marriage, long-term commitment, family, legacy. And the truth is, most non-black men are not selecting black women as wives, period. So if you're a black woman who truly wants to marry a white man and not just weaponize his hypothetical existence to insult black men, then you have to ask, what kind of woman do white men actually marry? What values do they want? How are we showing up in the market? Culturally, emotionally, behaviorally? And does it align with what those men are looking for? This isn't an insult, it's a wake-up call. If you're a black woman who wants to marry outside your race, do it. Nobody's stopping you. No one's policing your love. The question isn't, why aren't black men stepping up? The real question is, why aren't white men stepping forward?
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Ladies, gentlemen, and polite savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike. The only thing we can do is guarantee to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. So there's nothing else left to do but get on into it. Are you ready? Let's go. Well, you polite savages, sometimes reality smacks you dead in the face. You can wait in line for 5 years. You can wait patiently. Oh, you can sit there and say you don't go 50-50. You don't do this, you don't do that. And you can be a baddie. You could change a person's aura. He could change and mold himself to the image that you wanted him. When it all comes down to it, man, when the rubber hits the road, you have to understand that what you valued and you thought you brought to him did not necessarily equal the equity that you believed it did. So basically, it comes down to this. You thought that you were stepping him up and giving him that swag and that image. But what you fail to understand is a lot of people don't care about that. What a lot of folks care about is longevity, feasibility, and agreeableness. Do you possess those qualities, ma'am?
David Justice, who is a former MLB player and just so happens to also be the ex-husband, Halle Berry. He went viral this week for saying that he divorced her because
I'm looking at my mom, and I'm a Midwest guy, so in my mind, I'm thinking a wife at that time should cook, clean.
Traditional.
You know, and then I'm thinking, okay, if we have kids, you know, is this the woman I want to have kids with and build a family with? And at that time, as a young guy, she don't cook, don't clean, don't really seem like motherly. And then we start having issues.
I was triggered. I'm always triggered by this conversation. You guys know that I can't stand cooking. I don't want to be in the kitchen. That is just not my life's purpose. I can't do it. Because, like, what is this? The 1950s? I'm so sick of this same tired conversation. Can you cook? Do you want to have kids? Like, there's just so many more important conversations that we should be having. I do think that marriage is not a domestic service contract. Where the hell did this gender norm come from that women must be in the kitchen? I'm 33 years old. I hate cooking, but obviously the reality is that gender roles are very outdated. If we can just fast forward to today, women make up nearly half of the workforce. They contribute significantly to household incomes, and often they work just as many hours as the men do outside of the home. The cooking, the cleaning, the motherly behavior, we gotta let it go. And I think that the reality is, the underlying point in all of this is that it's a tool that's used to shame women, to hinder women, to control women, and we're sick of it.
We already seen you reacting to the David Justice Halle Berry clip, ma'am. Do you think this is the ideal way that a man with status, a man with value, a professional athlete, somebody who literally plans on conquering the world, wants his lady to react to situations, ma'am? You see, a lot of times you don't understand. You need to get on his program and not be on your program. But too many of the sisterhood thinks that their program is the only program. Oh, you should see the sisterhood twisting it and spinning it. When he was with her, oh, he had the glow up. He had the black girlfriend effect. But when he went with the white girl, it was racism.
Travis Kelce proposing to Taylor Swift is a prime example of how black women are constantly overlooked when it comes to commitment, longevity, proposals, weddings, and these men choosing us. Prior to Taylor Swift, Kelce dated Kayla, who was a black woman, for over 6 years. And that wasn't enough time for him to realize he wanted to be with her, to build a legacy, to propose, to commit. But 2 years was enough. How is a girl not your type if you're with her for 6 years?
I think it's truly one of the most heartbreaking and shattering things to see the guy you dated for many years expecting marriage out of, to within like less than a couple years of dating, marry and like engage that woman.
People are being used as puppets and proxies. And Kayla Nicole was Exhibit A. You see, Kayla Nicole was perfectly fine when, for that 5 years she was with Travis Kelce. She was perfectly fine with it, but she didn't see and she didn't know what we know. And now she's extra salty because Travis, after 5 years with her, the ride is over. And he's chosen the woman he really wants to be with. Kayla didn't understand that sometimes a man got to get something out of his system so he doesn't have to wonder what it was going to be like. And then he's going to go over here where there's responsibilities and he got to sacrifice things and so on and so forth. So
people are bringing race into this and saying that, well, you know, the white woman is a better option and he's leveled up, and trying to find all these issues with her just because Travis is now dating Taylor. But everybody's just drawing these conclusions just because. It can be great that Travis and Taylor are together. Awesome, good for them. Why do you have to bring Kayla into it? It's the same thing with the commentary anytime a black man likes women outside of his race, right? The commentary is never, I like these women because of this. It's, I hate black women because of this. And again, it's like, why bring it up in the first place? The reason it's always brought up is because the deeper issue here isn't who the woman is or what's right or wrong with them. The issue is there's this need that mostly black men, I'm talking about mostly black men in the situation, is they'll kind of revel or take joy in any moment they can to bring down a black woman in order to praise another woman of another race. And it's just like, why can't you just highlight Taylor Swift without having to tear down Kayla Nicole?
Never mind that he left the upper middle class for a billionaire. Hell, what do you expect? We got to be intellectually honest when we're having these discussions. You have to not just run to the lowest common denominator, because to the bottom we're always rushing. We have to understand the situation and what it really is. He left her for a billionaire, and 90% of the dudes out there would do the same damn thing. Because when it comes down to it, everybody doesn't value the same thing. Some people value longevity, attitude, you dig, the ability to easily not make a fool out of themselves in public by saying stupid things that everybody's gonna react to. Or maybe when it came down to it, he just didn't mess with you. And you were good for a romp in the hay to sow his wild oats, but couldn't see a future with you. So it's kind of like he chose mayonnaise over hot sauce, pumpkin over sweet potato. He got raisins in his coleslaw, olives in his potato salad. But one thing he ain't got is someone who refuses to put in her fair share with some poor ass spending habits.
99.5% of white men are still marrying women who are not black. That's not systemic racism, that's market behavior. If black women want to marry more, period, whether it's to black men, white men, or anyone else, then the question becomes, what needs to change for you to be perceived as suitable for marriage by any race of men? And no, this has nothing to do with beauty. Black women are beautiful. That's not the issue. The issue is image, attitude, behavior, public persona, and perception. You cannot simultaneously demand commitment while celebrating the very traits that men across the board say they avoid when seeking wives. If men of all races say they value cooperation over confrontation, modesty over hypersexuality, peace over provocation, femininity over masculine energy, you have to look in the mirror and collectively ask, how are we showing up in the world? When the ethnic image of black women is dominated by combative attitudes, public celebrations of promiscuity, loud, hypersexual performances on TikTok and IG, constant declarations that we don't need men, then don't be surprised when men of all races see you as a good time, not a good wife.
Understand how cooking and cleaning makes you a good mom. Not someone that's nurturing, not someone who makes sure that you eat. Maybe she doesn't cook, but she will always make sure that you're fed. Huh? That's not important to nobody. Someone who can turn a house into a home, that's not important. Someone with integrity, ambition, agape love, those aren't qualities of a woman who could be a good mother. No, if she could cook or if she can clean. I don't know, you guys. I just feel like if you still live by this age-old adage of a woman needs to be able to cook and clean, you should get on TaskRabbit. They got 150,000 women on there that specialize in cooking and cleaning. Hire them. Hire them. Like, 'cause that's what you want. You want to hire someone. You don't want a partner. You want a slave.
Thank you for listening to the Tip Network. Follow us on all social medias. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Peace. We found true happiness.